Today's May 2nd, 2017. I was watching another Fight Club video on the airlines, John.
So you had Brad Pitt and Ed Norton squaring off?
Two jokers coming back from Narita. Same flight I was on like last week, going to L.A. And I guess they were just duking it out in coach.
Why? Did we know why?
Who knows?
One guy putting his seat too far back or something?
He had an Aloha shirt on. So much for Aloha. And my guess is that these guys that are on this flight are coming back from like Thailand or the Philippines because it's a connecting flight. I was
Gotcha.
totally mellow, coming from Japan, I didn't hear honking all week long. And then all of a sudden, jokers get on from these other countries and they're like pent up with rage. And they were duking it out, and I was like, they must have ate some bad sushi in Japan. And then I thought maybe they're just these guys connecting because it's a long flight, let me tell you.
You'd be surprised what bad sushi can do.
I know. I want some good sushi now that you mention it. Speaking of sushi, I don't know how we go from sushi to straddle. I don't know.
Well, let's go to United. How about that?
Okay, let's go to United.
Anthony Munoz, the chairman of United, speaking before Congress.
Founder of Fight Club.
The founder of Fight Club. And the stock's up 3.5%. Go figure. In fact, I believe when I argued with Pete on Fast Money about it 2 weeks ago, I took the case that said buy it. I basically, and I'll have to pull it up again, Andrew, because I think it's kind of funny. It's on the CNBC website. But they said, okay, so let's have the argument. John, you say buy it. Pete, you say sell it. Go ahead. You've each got 30 seconds or whatever. And I said, okay, Warren Buffett owns it. Next. Pete, go ahead. And Pete's like, what? And I'm
you didn't use your whole 30 seconds.
No, I said, I'm half kidding, but I'm serious. I guarantee you Warren Buffett is buying the stock on this dip because he either would demand that the CEO be fired, in which case, of course, he would, because, Munoz came from CSX, a rail carrier. He's not exactly, the industry insider for airlines, but he's a good CEO in other regards. If Buffett didn't support him, he'd be gone. Just like Stump over at Wells Fargo, gone. But if Buffett supports you and he says, hey, this was a couple bad actors, maybe only one bad actor, and obviously a very recalcitrant passenger who's not playing by the rules, even though I think United's at fault here, folks, don't get me wrong, but nonetheless, if you're told you have to get off a plane, you have to get off the plane.
I heard he was already off the plane.
Negotiation. Oh, they took him off.
And he agreed to take the $1,000, and then they told him he wasn't getting booked on another flight that day, and that's when he freaked out. You know what happens when you you know what happens when you come back to the airport, right? When you go outside and you could try and come back in through the exit hole, right? Yep. Ouch. They shut down the airport.
Stock was 68 and change when I fought with Pete on Fast about it. Stock today almost hit 73.
Nice.
Enough said.
Got it. How much do you think they paid that dude?
$3 to $5 million is my guess.
Really?
I'll find out. Because I know guys at the firm, Corboy and Demetrio. So I will find out.
And also, I guess if we see him on, do you think they gave him like a lifetime ban, or do you think they gave him a lifetime pass?
I don't think they gave him anything other than that. No lifetime pass. This guy's no celebrity to them. They'd rather he never darkened their door again.
Yeah, because I guess if you saw him on another United flight, you'd see, God, why can't that happen to me? I would have taken a beating.
Oh, it could happen to you.
I would have taken a beating for
that.
Take the beating. The beatings have gone down in price now. He hit the high
That's right.
mark.
The beatings, United said the beatings will continue until morale improves.
So his beating's worth like $2 million. Everybody else is worth like $100,000, or before you know, it's going to be like $1,000 voucher for your beating. The market's really
But
going.
You got hit in the eye 3 times, you get $3,000.
Yeah, the beatings are going down in price.
You think we're kidding, folks? And I'm
We're not.
deadly serious. If Warren Buffett on that dip didn't buy, I will be shocked. He probably bought, and as we always say on the program, to get a stock, there has to be 2 people, a buyer and a seller. And if the seller's more aggressive than the buyer, stock goes down. Buyer's more aggressive than the seller, stock goes up. Apparently, with the stock down to 68 and change, or even under 68 after, in the after hours, if no one was like bailing and saying, "Oh my God, this is terrible," who's gonna? If Warren Buffett's not selling, instead he's buying, where do you think that stock's going, folks?
Up. All right.
Up.
Speaking of beating, I just signed up for a 3rd beating on advanced micro devices. I bought some more when I came in. I know.
I bought today too.
And I just added some more at 1070. So I did a double dip today.
You bought it cheaper than me. I bought it at 1102 as it fell out of bed, and I'm like, okay, you really want to give it to me down here, guys? Give it to me. That means the stock is down. If you've got it at 1070, Andrew, that means you bought it at roughly 5 or 6% down on the year, because it was up. Of course, it fell dramatically today, 22% or whatever it fell today. And I'll take a shot, and I need some exposure to that sector. I'll tell you what I noted as far as puts, though, Andrew. Take a look at NVDA. There was a lot of put buying in that one. They were big. They weren't just like 7-cent puts either. NVDA, pull that one up, and you'll see some pretty active, aggressive put buying. That stock fell 3% in sympathy after the AMD drop.
Oh my God, that thing's down huge. Down 3%. Well, 3. No, it's $100 stock, so I'm not going to say that.
Not as big.
I can wait. I don't have a problem
Why
with this.
Why not? Be patient.
Be patient, exactly. Okay, one that I have waited on and still wait on, tied into the Apple, tied into the AMD.
Yeah.
Because my Apple computer, as I mentioned yesterday, has an AMD chip in it. You
did mention that.
Yes. So I'm okay with that. And I sent you that video, by the way. Did you watch that about the gaming at UC Irvine?
I did.
What's up with that?
And we got to talk about Kennedy Summers tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
On the show, since you reached out to her and she got back to us. But we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I know. Our little Playboy model. That
Instagram star gets back out to Andrew.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have to get her on the show.
I'd love to. She's smart, too. She's just not a pretty face, for sure. Okay.
Not just a pretty face, you mean. Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so Apple.
What are we doing?
They're pricing in a 3% move today, 3.5%, based on the 148 straddle. That is the skinniest straddle I can remember seeing in Apple. Last year at this time, I pulled it up from my, dusted off the oldies, Andrew. Found a picture from last year of it when it was $104 stock, and April 29th expiration last year, the straddle was trading, the 104 straddle was trading at 512, which was about a 5% move in Apple. Now it's trading 522, and this $148 stock. It's obviously 3.5% move. I think that's way too cheap. I'm not saying it has to go up or down. I'm just saying they're not properly pricing the risk. The stock is bigger now. The risk is bigger. Should not be less, even with the iPhone 8 on the horizon. So I will set myself up with some trades to take advantage of that into the bell.
So you think it's going to
over at
move?
investment.com.
So you think it's going to move more than 3% or whatever it is?
I do.
Okay.
Be happy to be wrong, but I will probably have some positions on that say I think it moves more than 3.5.
Okay. We'll keep it short today then.
All right. Well, as always, check it out on iTunes, share it on iTunes or YouTube, and, give us a little thumbs up when you're rating the video, or give us a good rating over on iTunes and tell a friend about it.